Hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing good. So I was just thinking, all of a sudden it's like, I wake up, I was playing FIFA earlier today, and all of a sudden all these people are having these serious vlog posts and stuff. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I couldn't figure it out because a lot of times what I'm doing is searching for people that I can't find, whether they're not allowed to talk to me or I can't talk to them, or any range of activity, right? Sometimes, right, I use camp as an example. Somehow, when I went to camp, I always seemed to miss the meeting. I don't know why that was. I don't know where I was, or who I was with, or what I was running from, or I was off in some other, nearby area, trying to come back, or lost, or whatever. So, and whatever life is, I guess, you pretty much, what did I get here? Oh, that's some of the, I think I spilled some of the juice there. Anyway, man, with college and everything, growing up, whatever, who knows? I mean, it's like, everybody goes to a party and half the people decide to go skinny dipping, and 25 years later, no one can ever be in the same room with anybody that was at the party, but they all live in the same city, right? So, it has to be a big deal or whatever, right? If all anybody did was just decide to, be naked and swimming, kind of wild teenagers, right? And then beyond that, you've got people interacting with each other that, sometimes people really get hurt and sometimes people get really mad, and there's more serious stuff. But somehow everything kind of gets clumped together, and I have no idea. I missed the whole meeting, but somehow I actually found a video. This has got 2.5 million views. I don't know what day it is today, but I thought I'd play it. I guess this was last night or the day before. So I don't know. I don't know who. I mean, Jeff gets stomped on or gets his eye damaged. He's got to have 20 or 30 surgeries. My dad in Idaho, keeps having this roundabout surgery thing. It's like they don't really fix anything ever in the medical profession, and so you pretty much just kind of say, well, what's the point of all this? So I really don't know. So, a lot of times it's, people get into, hot water, and then they say, well, what really happened, what didn't happen. A lot of people want to have kids, they want to have families. People take different risks. Sometimes people want to, I don't know, be bad, be mean. I don't know. Let's listen to what he said. Seems like he's a little tired here, but he seems cogent enough to talk. So we're gonna see what he has to say.
It's 1:45 in the morning, and I'm finally by myself, which I know doesn't sound that crazy to be by yourself at 1:45 in the morning, but this week's been pretty hectic, and there have been a lot of people around telling me what to do, giving me advice, trying to help me, most importantly, and that was a lot, and now I just want to be able to do this and just shoot straight into the camera and just talk to you guys. I've put myself in a lot of situations where I needed to apologize for my past actions, and I've never done this correctly, and I've never done this respectfully, and my last video is a testament to that. I don't want to defend that video. I don't want to delete that video. I just want to be clear. What this video isn't going to be is it's not going to be me discrediting Trisha, Kat, or any other woman involved. I'm going to be using words that may trigger some survivors, and that's just so I don't explain anything vaguely, and I can explain every situation appropriately. I want to start this video off by saying I fully believe the woman who came out against Dom and said she was by him. As it was reported, the next day I got consent to post the video. Even though I got the consent to post that video, I should have never posted it. And what I understand now, and I didn't understand before, is that she sent that text because she felt like she had to, not because she wanted to. And that's fucked up, and I'm sorry. When she later reached out a couple months later to get the video down, I immediately took it down. want to apologize to her and her friends for ever putting them in an environment that I enabled that made them feel like their safety and values were compromised. I'm so sorry. I was completely disconnected from the fact that when people were invited to film videos with us, especially videos that relied on shock for views or whatever it was, that I was creating an unfair power dynamic. I did not know this before. It was completely wrong, and I wish I was more responsible, and I wish I was more aware at the time, and I'm so sorry I missed that. I didn't know what was going on in that room, and I should have been. I should have been there, and I should have been making sure that everybody involved was taken care of and wasn't uncomfortable. I don't want to use buzzwords to try to justify this or explain this, but all I can say is people felt like they had to be silent for the sake of my video, and that's not right, and it's fucked up, and I'm sorry. I also want to acknowledge the women that spoke out against Dom in 2018. I'm talking about Allie, and then I'm talking about other girls that addressed their problems privately or publicly. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you guys. I am sorry that I took Dom's word for what happened in those certain situations, and I didn't believe you. And not only did I not believe you, but I made a joke of what kind of a person Dom was, because I couldn't wrap my head around a childhood friend of mine doing this to people and actually hurting people, and I'm sorry for that. Not only did I discredit you out, but I platformed Dom. And not only did I platform Dom, but I platformed the subject of sex in a negative way, where I made jokes about it, and I reinforced that kind of behavior. And I'm so sorry, and I really let not only you down, but a lot of people down, a lot of people that watch me, and my friends and family for that. I made the decision to no longer film with Dom in 2019, and I'm not saying my content has been brilliant since then, but that's when I first started taking into account the power dynamic and what influence I had on people that I was filming with. But what I didn't do is I didn't go back to any of these women and apologize. I kind of moved on, and I learned from it and I grew from it, but I didn't address the situation with these women. I'm not talking publicly, I'm saying even privately. I didn't reach out to any of these people, and that breaks my heart, knowing that I was doing all this stuff and I was making all this content while there was people that were still really hurt by what I made. Before my content shifted to be more responsible and positive, I said and did things that were really offensive, and I called them bad jokes, and I can't even call them bad jokes, and it was cowardly of me to say in my last apology that I missed the mark, because it's fucking gross, and I'm sorry. A lot of people reached out to me saying cancel culture is bullshit and you need to fight back and you need to call people out, and I don't agree with how this should be taken at all. And I think when there is a crisis, there's a serious opportunity to correct yourself, to learn and improve, and to make sure those mistakes don't happen again. And that's why it's so important to hold yourself accountable. And I think with this situation, there's a lot I can look at and there's a lot I can learn from, but there's a lot of mistakes that I made, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for everybody I've let down. I'm sorry to my family, and I'm sorry to my friends that I've embarrassed, and that this won't happen again. I'm gonna take a short break from all the social media stuff because I realize there's a serious lack of infrastructure when I make any kind of content. And I want to be able to have a place of checks and balances. I want to have HR, and I want to be able to have people communicate discomfort in a way that's comfortable to them, and where they don't feel like their emotions or what they're doing or how they're acting is compromised. It doesn't feel right to go back to posting like I have been, and it also doesn't feel right to go dark because I love what I do. But I think it is important to show that change is possible, and that I'm learning, maybe even forgiveness is possible. I want to use this opportunity to step up and own my mistakes, and like I said before, I've never done an apology the right way. And I'm sure I'm going to look back at this and I'm going to be pissed at some things that I didn't say, or I wish I could have added more. But this is my beginning to that, and I'm sorry for everybody that I hurt. I also want to add that I'm making myself available to anyone that wants to reach out that I've hurt in the past. I want to be able to hear and understand from yourselves, and I'll be reaching out on my own to some people because I still have a lot of learning to do, and I think when you talk to other people, especially about experiences like this, it really helps you see things in a different way. But yeah, I'm sorry if this video was all over the place. I just wanted to sit and talk and ramble and And I really, truly hope that someone can take something away from this experience, that another creator can take away from this. And I know it feels, because I know how crazy it felt to me, that there was some sort of toxicity or some sort of power dynamic in my friend group. But really just take the moment, especially when creating content that you're trying to get viewership out of, or you're trying to get laughs out of. Like, really take a moment and look at where the jokes end and where the feelings begin, because I think that's so incredibly important. Okay, I'll see you guys. Bye.
All right. I'm not going to go into the mukbang. So I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.